Oh, welcome back everybody. Thank you for watching another video. Today we're going to be comparing the Springfield Armory Hellcat versus the new Taurus Gx4. Alright, to begin with, these pistols are just about the same size, but definitely are on the opposite sides of the price spectrum. The Hellcat selling for right around $600 and is optics ready, while the Gx4 is not optics ready, but just sells for $350. Is the Hellcat worth the price difference? Let's have a closer look. Alright, let's have a look at the Hellcat sights first. Now, of course, this is milled out for an optic, but the first thing I want to point out are the rear caulking serrations go from one side up over the top where the plate is over to the other side. And what that's meant to do is give you a little bit more traction when you're racking your slide. Second, the cut here is a little bit lower so that when you put the sight on there, even with these low profile sights, you should still be able to co-witness with them. Alright, now let's move on to these iron sights, because these, in my opinion, are the best iron sights on any micro compact pistol out there right now. So you have a nice outlined U-notch back here, and all you're going to do is take that dot and just put it right into the scoop. Boop, ball in the U. Very easy, fast sight acquisition. You're going to be able to find it very easily, because that front sight is so incredibly bright. We got a tritium dot outlined with a photoluminescent ring. Let me show you how bright that is. Alright, so I'm here totally in the dark, and you can see where that dot is. It's right there. See? I'm gonna cover it. You can see it. It is so bright. Oh, but that's how visible that photoluminescent ring is. It is crazy bright. Alright, over on the Gx4, we have no milling on the slide for a red dot. Very basic sights, right? It's blacked out, U-notch, serrated rear sight, and just a simple dot in the front. So really, I mean, mathematically, if you think about it, the sights here are probably worth $150, and the milling, I don't know, throw in another $50 for the milling. It's a $200 value just on the top half of the slide there. Let's have a closer look at the front and rear caulking serrations here. Not so deep, but still pretty grippy. Okay. Versus the Gx4. Yep. I think a little bit deeper here on the Gx4. Alright, let's have a look at the slide work they've done here. So nice rounded beveling. The color on this slide is just so slick and black. You can see the beveling right here. Nice sharp angle right up to the front of the muzzle. Again, these bevels are here so that when you holster your pistol, it doesn't get caught on anything. So nice sharp beveling here. Taurus a little bit more muted, a little bit more subdued. It's more rounded. You can see here the angles aren't as sharp. So if we look right in the front here, you can see that the edges are a little bit more rounded compared to the sharpness that you get with the Hellcat. That's all personal preference. Alright, let's get these back to back. I'm going to line up the rear sights here and see which one is longer. Looks like the Hellcat is a tad longer. Okay, let's line up the muzzles here so we can maybe see which one of these slides is thinner. Looks like to me the Hellcat is a little bit thinner. And if it is, to me that would mean that the Gx4 is a little bit heavier. Just a tad. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but the coloring on the Hellcat, that is one slick looking slide right there. And on the front end of the pistols, we have a small accessory rail here on the Hellcat, while the G4 does not have one. It is non-existent. So there's a look at them back to back there. Alright, having a look at your controls here, your takedown lever is up here. There's your slide catch release. And very flush to the frame. Very nicely done. Okay, so there's that there. And of course, again, over on the Gx4, very clean lines. There's only the slide catch release here. Beautifully done. Very clean lines. Very clean lines. And again, the takedown procedure on the Gx4 is a little bit different. There's no takedown lever on the side because there's a takedown screw. What you got to do is make sure that your trigger is cocked. You're going to drop the magazine, take the included flathead, twist this counterclockwise about a quarter of a turn, and then pull the trigger. And like I've said before, some people are going to find it very easy because it is extremely easy when you have the right tool. But some people are going to be like, what? I got to carry another tool to take it down. But that's something to consider if you're thinking about getting the GX4. All right, moving over to the magazine release button, and a lot of surface area here. Very easy to punch that down. For me, the location is perfect. Very tight to the frame. And for me, when I get my hands on it, you can see that there's enough space in there, right there, where I can just punch it out at any angle. And again, for those that are new to guns, when you press the magazine release button on one side, it's going to pop out on the other end. And you don't want your middle finger blocking it, otherwise you're going to have trouble dropping the magazine without having to move your hands around. But the Hellcat, perfect for me. Same thing over on the GX4. I love this triangle design, and there is enough leverage, and the positioning where they put it is perfect for me, right? I can just grab it at any angle, and the magazine is going to go flying right out of there. And again, for me, there's enough space where that button just has enough room to pop out. Just goes flying out of there. One of the only things I don't like about the Hellcat, outside of the price being a little bit expensive, is this small, tiny trigger guard. Look how small that is compared to the nice elongated trigger guard you get with the GX4. Again, you might be wearing gloves. It's going to be a little bit harder to get your finger into this trigger guard versus something like this. All right, let's have a look at the Hellcat grip here. So here is pretty much the grip angle. It's not like a Glock where it's flared out like this. Very straight up and down, almost 1911-ish. Here's a closer look at the grip texture. I believe what they're calling it is adaptive grip technology. You can see how small the grain is there. So there's two layers. There's two layers of pyramids. The first layer, as it is right now, is basically pyramids with the tips cut off. So when it's riding against your body, it doesn't scrape. But when you really put pressure on it, those pyramids give down to the second layer that actually have the points on them, so you can really feel it clamp down on there. That's a comfortable grip. I also like the thickness of this grip. It really fits right into the fatty portion of my palm, right like that. Also the shape of it, a little bit more squared off. And the fact that there's this nice beaver tail, so it just goes so deep into the web of your hand. You really get a nice grip on this pistol, and it's so easy shooting. You can really control the muzzle rise when you're shooting. Also, this nice deep undercut right where this trigger guard is really lets your middle finger slip all the way up the grip, so you can get a nice full grip with this pinky extension. All right, moving over to the GX4. Grip angle, very similar, but what is distracting is this massive palm swell back here. Now, if you don't like how big that is, they do give you another back strap to put on there. You're just going to punch out that rope pin and replace it. But that right there is so comfortable in the hand. Look at this fatty portion of my hand right here. It just goes right in there. And the grip texture is similar. It feels similar to the Hellcat, but you don't really get that feeling that you can clamp down on it because it doesn't have that spongy effect that the Hellcat has. But there's a look at the front strap. No finger grooves there. Right around to the back strap area. And because of this back strap area, how big it is, you do get a fairly deep grip into the tang of the gun here. Not a huge undercut here on the trigger guard. As a result, with the 11-round magazine, my pinky's kind of hanging off there. So if you see this right here, compared to the pinky extension they have here, there's a big difference. So you might want to rock the 13-round magazine if that's going to bother you. But this is a very comfortable grip. Another feature I really like about both of these pistols is the fact that both manufacturers have cut out little notches on the bottom of the grip, as well as some kind of cutout on the bottom of the magazine that gives you a little bit more room to pull out the magazine if you have a jam or something like that. So here's a look at the Taurus notch and the Taurus notch on the bottom of the base plate of the magazine. Looks really nice. And over on the Springfield, you can see the notch cut out here. And on the pinky extension, they give you a little bit of notch here to grab onto to just try to get some leverage to pull it out in case there's a jam. Alright, let's get these side by side so we can have a look at these grips from the backstrap area. You can see maybe the Hellcat might be a tad thicker. Kind of rounder, maybe rounder in this area, thicker that way. Okay. Give you a close-up of the grip texture here next to each other. You can see that the grain size of the Hellcat is a little bit smaller versus the Taurus. And let's back out a little bit so we can kind of see the difference again of the thickness of the Taurus this way, the palm swell here, and the lack of the beaver tail compared to the Hellcat. Okay, put those next to each other. You can see the Hellcat grip is thinner. Turn it that way so you can see how sharp those angles are on the grip area. This is a really thin squared off grip. Some people are not going to like that, but for me, fits perfect. Alright, these are the magazines that come with the Hellcat. You get an 11 rounder and a 13 rounder, and these have such an awesome coating on them. It's going to be extremely durable. You can find these just about everywhere, and the price is decent. Alright, the Gx4 comes with two 11 round magazines made by Metgar, and these are most of the time extremely available and extremely affordable. If you want to take these and convert them into a 13 round magazine, they do have a conversion kit available, or you can just buy a 13 round magazine. It's basically an 11 rounder with the pinky extension that makes it 13 rounds. So a lot of options for the Taurus magazines. Alright, here is the Hellcat with the 11 round magazine coming in at 1 pound 2.1 ounces. Here is the Gx4. This should be somewhere close. Okay, coming in 1 pound 2.6 ounces. Alright, let's check out the triggers Hellcat first. There is a look at the safety that's in the trigger face. Nice flat face here too, so a lot of surface area for the paddy portion of your pointer finger. Here is how it behaves. So there is the take up to the first wall. It's a little bit squishy. Okay, 1, 2. I should have it right there. Ooh, clack. All right, here's the reset. A little bit further than the Gx4 as we're going to see. Here we go back on it. Got it right here. Nice break. Okay, one more look at it. Initial take up. Okay, I think I got it right here. Yep, reset, one more. Yeah, feels good. Okay, back on it. All right, beautiful. Over to the Gx4. Very similar to the Hellcat. This trigger safety here. Nice, huge, flat face here. A lot of surface area for your pointer finger to rest. And there it is. Very short take up. Promise you that's not a jam in here. All right, so there's a take up. No creep. Oh, it's laughable how good this trigger is. There's a reset. So short. I'm really trying to get it to creep, guys, but there's just nothing there. One more. Again, initial wall. Oh, man. And a reset. And back on it. That's such a good trigger. Alright, let's see how heavy these triggers are. Here's the first pull on the Hellcat. That's coming in 6 pounds, 1 ounce. Okay, there's pull number 1. Pull number 2 for the Hellcat. Alright, 5 pounds, 15 ounces, right around that 6 pound mark. Wonder if we can get it to be 6 pounds even. Last pull, Hellcat. Coming in 6 pounds, 3.5 ounces. On to the Gx4. Alright, first pull, Gx4. Let's do it. Okay, coming in 6 pounds, 0.5 ounces. Ooh, this could be real close. This could be close. Here is your second pull. Oh, 6 pounds, 13 ounces. That was a little bit weird. I wonder if there's going to be someplace in between here. Alright. That pull, 6 pounds, 1.5 ounces. We'll do one more. I think that 6 pounds, 13 ounces was an anomaly. One more. 5 pounds, 15 ounces. Yeah, so I would kick out that 6 pound, 13 ounce one. So right around 6 pounds for both of these triggers. All right, final thoughts on the Springfield Armory Hellcat versus the Taurus Gx4. Let's start off with the Hellcat here. There is no doubt that this is a feature-loaded pistol, and it's worth the $600. You get these awesome iron sights, milled up for an optic, awesome trigger, awesome grip, nice deep beaver tail, feels really good in the hand. It's definitely worth $600. They're not just charging you more because of the name, and I like that about the Hellcat. Then on the other hand, you got $350 for the Taurus Gx4, comfortable grip, great trigger, feels great in the hand. For me, even though this is a basic pistol with no milling for an optic, I'm going to stick with the value of the Gx4 because, again, if you have to use this in a self-defense situation, you're never going to see the gun again, and I would much rather lose $350 versus $600. Well, alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Laters.